everyone and welcome back to Next Stitch Designs with me Sylvia. In today's video I am going to show you how to crochet this crop top with the sleeves. Easy and beautiful. So for today's crop top, I will be using this Drops Muscat 100% cotton yarn, and I'll be using purple and pink. So in each bow you will have 100 meters or 109 yards, and for this yarn I'll be using 4mm hook, but you could also use 3.5, but I will be using 4mm as I think it looks much better. So next you will need 4 of these balls, so 4 for pink and 4 for purple. So from each color I used 4 balls, and I still have a little bit left. Next you will need some clips. I like to use these are super cheap but super amazing for crochet projects. Also you will need a yarn needle and some stitch markers, a pair of scissors and a tape measure. So for this crop top we'll be creating 4 panels. 2 panels will be front and back, and then we will create 2 sleeves. So as you can see, I have sleeves here, and I decided to create 1 pink one and 1 purple, the same as my front and back panel, but you could also do all in one color, so it's totally up to you. So to create these panels, first measurement you will need will be to measure yourself from shoulder to shoulder. That will be your first measurement, and then you will add 4.5 inches on one side. You could go up to 5 inches, and 4.5 inches to 5 inches on the other side. So your crop top will be slightly off the shoulders, and we will do 2 exact the same panels, so front and back will be exactly the same, and you will have it slightly off your shoulders. Once we have this measurement, we will work on the width. So we will work all the way up, and then we will have these 2 shoulder seams once we have done our width. So here I am going to show you how to properly measure yourself, so you can do this crop top for any size. So you will measure from shoulder to shoulder, and then you will add 4.5 to 5 inches on one side and on the other side. So as you can see here, I added 4.5 inches of the shoulder for this side. You could go up to 5 inches if you like. And then you will do exactly the same measurement on the other side. So you will add 4.5 for me on one side, 4.5 on the other side, and also the measurement from shoulder to shoulder. So once you have that measurement, we will decide how deep you want to go. So from the shoulder all the way down, and I don't want to go lower than this. So from my shoulders all the way down, I have about 6.5 inch. So we will have exactly the same panels, so the front and back will be exact the same measurements, the width and the length as well. So once we have our two panels prepared, we'll be sewing the shoulder seams, and then we will leave the gap big enough so you can pull through your head. So once we have our front panel and the back panel and also our shoulder seam, we will take the measurement of our front panel and the back panel. So for me, I had 6.5 inches and 6.5 inches. So it will be 13 inches wide sleeve, and then we will work on our length. So as you can see here, I already have my sleeve prepared, and the width of the front panel and the back panel should be the width of my sleeve, and then I worked on my length. And you will need two sleeves. So here I will give you the measurements of my front and back panel. So for size SM, I have about 21.5 inches, and the width is about 6.5 inches. Once you have your panels, we are ready to create the sleeves. So we will sew the seam on one side and the other side, then we place it like so, and then we will measure front and back panel like this, as I said earlier on. So for me it's about 13 inches, and then I worked on the length for my sleeve. So you will need two sleeves and two panels. So first we are going to work on our panels. So we will have front and back. Once we have the panels, we will work on the sleeves. And we already know how to measure these front and back panels. So we will have the measurement from shoulder to shoulder, and then we will add 4.5 to 5 inches on one side and 4.5 to 5 inches on the other side. And for this beautiful crop top, we'll be working on one row of single crochet and one row of double crochet cross stitch. Also, with this beautiful stitch, I have a tutorial for this beautiful wrapped scarf, and I will leave the card in the right top corner. So at this stage we'll work with any multiple of 2. Once we have the measurement, we will add one more. So as you can see here, we will chain a long chain, any multiple of 2. Once we have it, we will add one more at the end. So first we are going to start with the slip knot. Hold your yarn and like so, wrap it around your 2 fingers and create a cross. Go under this first one on top of the second one, pull it down and twist your hook and release, and this is your slip knot. Now we are ready to chain any multiple of 2 plus 1. So when I say multiple of 2, you will chain 1, 2, and again 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. So you will have 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So for this sample piece, to show you how to create this beautiful stitch, I will chain 20 and then I will add one more so you can see better on the camera. But for my top, I will do 90, add 1, or for any size you like. You already know, measure from shoulder to shoulder, and then on each side add 4.5 inches to 5 inches to make it your size, and this crop top will be slightly off the shoulders. So as I said, I will chain 20, but for my crop top, which is size S to M, I chained 90 and then I added one more chain. So for this sample piece, I chained 20 And now I am going to add one more chain, like so. Now into the second chain from the hook, you are going to place a single crochet. Insert your hook like so, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and finish. And this is your very first single crochet. Now you will place single crochet in every stitch across for this row 1. So continue placing single crochet in each stitch across. Once you get to your last stitch, I show you what to do next. Now I am finishing and I have only 2 stitches left, so I will place single crochet here and single crochet here. Now I am going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and I'm going to turn my work to start row 2. Now to start row 2, you are going to work into this space. Where is your chain of 2 coming from? So into this one here, right here under this chain of 2, you will place double crochet. So yarn over, insert like so, bring it up 3 loops, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Now we are going to skip next stitch, which is this one here, and we are going to work double crochet into the next. So yarn over, insert, pull through 2 and pull through 2, and now we are going to work into that skipped stitch. Into that skipped stitch you will work double crochet, and that's what is going to create our crossed stitch. So yarn over, insert into that skipped stitch and work your double crochet like so. And this is your very first double crochet crossed stitch. Now skip the next stitch as we did here, and into the next stitch you will work double crochet like so. Pull through 2 and pull through 2, and now you are going to do exactly the same. Into that skipped stitch you will work double crochet like so. And we already have 2 double crochet crossed stitches. So you will work like so all the way across. So again, skip the next stitch and into the next stitch work double crochet. Now work double crochet into that skipped stitch like so. And now we have 3 double crochet cross stitches. So continue like so all the way across. Once you get to the last stitches, I show you how to finish this row 2. So as you can see, I am at the end of this row 2, so I will skip the next stitch and work double crochet into the next. Again, work double crochet into that skipped stitch like so, and you should have only 1 stitch left here. As you can see, that's the little V, and into that last stitch you will work double crochet, just 1 double crochet like so. Now we have completed our row 2 double crochet cross stitch. Next row will be single crochet only, so you will chain only 1. So now, as you can see, there is a space under this chain of 1, so you will work single crochet into the one like so, and you will work single crochet in every stitch across, and we will be alternating these 2 rows like so. So 1 row will be single crochet and 1 row will be double crochet cross stitch. So this row 3 is our single crochet row again. And I am finishing here, and as you can see, I have only one last stitch left here. So I will place single crochet like so. Next row will be double crochet cross stitch. So I will chain 2 again. Every time you start the next row double crochet, you will chain 2. Before you start single crochet, you will chain 1. So as we are going to start row 4, which is our double crochet cross stitch, we will chain 2. Now where is your chain of 2 coming from? You will place one more double crochet like so. Skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch work double crochet. Now work double crochet into that skipped stitch like so. Skip the next one, and into the next one work double crochet. Again into that skipped stitch work double crochet, and so on. So that's how you are going to repeat this row with double crochet cross stitch, and you already know how to do it. So I am finishing here. I will skip the next stitch and I will do double crochet into the next. So skip this one, double crochet into the next. Now double crochet into the skipped stitch, and I should have one stitch left here. Into the last stitch you will work double crochet like so. My next row will be single crochet row, so I will only chain 1. So this row will be my single crochet row again, and that's how you are going to repeat these 2 rows. Single crochet row, and the next row will be double crochet cross stitch row, and so on. So that's how we are going to work on your panels, front and back. Once you have it, we will work on our sleeves. Now, to count how many rows you have, you will of course count single crochet row and double crochet row. Single crochet, double, single, double, single, double, single, double, and so on. So for my front and back panel, I have 17 rows, and make sure you will finish your panel with a single crochet row. And the same you will do your sleeves. So these are my 2 panels. As you can see, I have pink and purple, but of course you could do this in any color or in just one color. It's totally up to you. Now, once you have your 2 panels, we are going to mark the middle part. So you will need 2 stitch markers for now. Fold your panel in half and place a stitch marker. So on one panel, fold it in half and find the middle and place the stitch marker again, like so. Next, we are going to bring these clips, which I just love to use for my crochet, as it will stay nicely in place. Now bring the clips and place one in the corners like so, and again make sure the corners are matching and place 2 clips on each side. Now, as you can see, I finished my panels with the single crochet, as I started with single crochet, and you should do it as well. As when you finish with single crochet, it makes this panel nice and sturdy. So now we'll be creating the shoulder seams. So this is our middle part, and we are going to create the gap for the head. Now this gap can be as big as you like. It's totally up to you. So try it on once you have your clips on each side, and decide how big you want this head opening to be for your crop top. Just make sure you have middle part marked on front panel and the back panel. So for me, from the stitch marker to the right will be about 5.5 inches, and again from the stitch marker to the other side I will have 5.5 inches. But maybe you want your opening to be bigger or smaller, it's totally up to you. Just make sure that both sides are exactly the same from that middle stitch marker. So these will be our shoulder seams on one side and on the other side. Now we are ready to sew. Just make sure you decide which side is your right side and which side is your wrong side. Usually I pick the wrong side where I have more knots, and this stitch is reversible, so it means that both sides are exactly the same. So now we are ready to sew. You could choose pink or purple, it's totally up to you, or if you have one color it's even easier. So I will go through both panels like so in the corner, and I will create 2 knots just to make sure it's nice and secured. Now you could sew these shoulder seams the way you like or prefer. So the way I like to sew is like this. So I will place my finger between the layers and then I go from the inside like so. Now I will go to the opposite side from the inside and again from the inside like so, from the inside again like so. Just make sure your stitches are not too far apart, and you are going to sew like this your shoulder seams. And I'm finishing here. As you can see, I have few stitches left here. And now I will do one last stitch like so. So I will do 2 to 3 stitches in one place, and this way it will be much secured when you place your crop top on and off, on and off. So it will be much stronger. Once you have it, just tie off like so, and make sure before you cut your yarn you hide this end in the seam so you don't have to do it later on, like this. Make sure you do it properly, so when you wash your crop top, it won't come undone. Like so. Once it's in, you can cut your yarn, and we are going to sew the seam on the other side as well, exactly the same way. And make sure you hide this end as well. So one shoulder seam is done. Now we are going to start here and finish as well. So start with 2 stitches, so we have 2 shoulder seams finished. And as you can see, it's looking amazing. This is my right side here. And this is my wrong side. But both sides are looking amazing anyway. So next we are going to sew our sleeves. So as you can see, I am finishing my sleeves and I have only few stitches left. And as I said at the start, your pieces or your panels, all 4 panels, should finish with single crochet. So you have front and back, and then you have 2 sleeves which are made in exactly the same way. So as you can see, front and back panels are finished with single crochet, and you should do it for your sleeves as well. So make sure your last row is single crochet, as I have done here on my sleeve. And now I am going to leave a long yarn end, 2.5 to 3 meters, so I can sew my sleeve like so. And now you can fasten off like this with this long yarn end, and you will do exactly the same on the other sleeve. But remember, finish your sleeve with a single crochet and then leave this long yarn end. So next we are going to sew our sleeves. So now open your front and back panel like this. This stitch is reversible, so the both sides look exactly the same. I just picked the wrong side where are more knots. So now we are going to place our sleeve like so, and we are going to sew it in. So make sure you have a wrong side at the top. So the measurement should be around 13 inches, and your sleeve should be about 13 inches as well. So now make sure your sleeve panel is the wrong way up, and also your front and back panel. And now we are going to sew it the same way as we did our shoulder seams. And here for the sleeve, you could go as long as you like, so it's totally up to you. Just make sure the width is exactly the same as your front and back panel. And as you remember at the start, I said you will work on your sleeves exactly the same way as you did on your front and back panel. Create 2 sleeves. So now I have a wrong side up, as you can see. This is my wrong, this is my right. You could also do it this way, so you could just have right side up, and this is my wrong side of the sleeve. So when I turn it this way, my right sides will be together like so. So as you can see, now I have wrong side on top and the right sides facing each other. Now we are going to place the clips again. So I like to place the clips first on the corners on one side, and then on the other side, and then in the middle, and then between. But you could place even more if you like. Just make sure the clips are placed so your pieces won't move as you sew. So as you can see, we have right sides together and the wrong side on top. You will do exactly the same on the other side with your other sleeve. So the wrong side is on top, so the right sides are inside together. Place the clips on this side as we did on the other side. like so. Once you have it like this, we are ready to sew our sleeves. Clips on one side and clips on the other side. So next we are going to thread the needle through that very long yarn end we left once we finished our sleeves. And we are ready to sew. To sew, we are going to sew exactly the same way as we did our shoulder seams. So first I will do 2 to 3 stitches at the start and also at the end. I will place my yarn needle into the same place like this, right in the corners. And one more stitch. And now we will sew exactly the same way as we did our shoulder seam. So I place my finger between the layers, as you can see here, and I will go from the inside like so. Just make sure you won't get tangled, as this long yarn end is quite long, and simply sew as we did before from the inside. And make sure your stitches are not too far apart. And if you come to the gaps like this, just make sure you go through the top stitch, or you could go even a little bit lower so you won't have big gaps. So continue sewing like so all the way across. So continue. Once you come to your last stitch, don't forget to make 2 stitches at the end and also the other side the same way with this yarn end. And here I am finishing, and just to remind you that you will have to do 2 to 3 stitches into the same place so the seam is much stronger at the start and at the end. And before you fasten off, make sure you will hide your end inside the seam so you don't have to do it later on. And as you can see, I still have quite a bit left of that yarn end. So I have done this one side and I am going to do the other side. And we are still on the wrong side, as you can see the seams. So now once you have it, we are going to turn it to the right side. So the right side is at the top, as you can see here. Now fold it like so, and again bring the clips, and we are going to finish our sleeves. So place the clip right here and make sure the seams are matching on both sides, and also at the bottom of your sleeve. So place the clip like this and few in the middle. Now as you can see, each row should be matching, so double crochet on double crochet row, single crochet on single crochet row. And as you work on your sewing, make sure you checking so the sleeve is not twisted and the rows are matching nicely in line. So before you place the clip, make sure the rows are matching. And of course, as you sew, please check as you go. So once you have it prepared like this, we are ready to sew. So as I have my yarn here, I am going to start from where are my seams all the way down the sleeve. And we will do it exactly the same way as we did when we were sewing our shoulder seams or the sleeves in. So first I will do 2 to 3 stitches in one place as we did before. So one and one more into the same place like this. And now I will place my finger between the layers. And now it's very important, as you sew, you will check if your rows are matching. Okay, so single crochet on single crochet, double crochet on double crochet, so your sleeve won't look twisted. So continue sewing like so, and as you sew, check your work. So work like so, and once you come to the bottom of your sleeve, you will do 2 to 3 stitches in one place. So you will do exactly the same on the other side. And I am finishing here. Let me just thread it in as I lost this end. And I will do 2 to 3 stitches at the end. So in those corners of my sleeve. Like this. That's my last stitch, and here I will do one and one more. And now I'm ready to fasten off with 2 knots like this. Pull it and make it nice and strong, and don't forget to hide the ends in the seam. So this is our sleeve completed, and we are going to do exactly the same on this other side. But before we do so, make sure you sew your sleeve in first, and then you will do exactly the same what we did here. Once we have it, we are going to turn it to the right side and check if our rows are matching like this. They don't need to match perfectly, just make sure they are not too twisted. As you can see here. And I have just completed the other sleeve. As you can see, that's my seam, and then that is my sleeve. And now we are going to turn it to the right side on one side and to the right side on the other side. And we are done. All we have to do, just hide all the ends, and our crop top with the sleeves is completed. And it's looking amazing. I just love this crop top very, very much. And you can wear it with the t-shirt, with the bikini in the summer. It's very, very easy and fast crochet project. I really love this double crochet cross stitch with single crochet. It's looking really, really nice, and the texture is just very, very beautiful. So, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like it, share it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel Unique Stitch Designs for more ideas from me, Sylvia, and please don't forget to find me on social medias. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and TikTok. Thank you very much for watching.